Something that I don't think is spoke about often enough is the autistic community and their learning style and how they learn, and how things are just not inferred. I saw somebody had wrote in one of the autism groups that I'm on Facebook about how they've got to the age of 31 and they don't have basic life skills. And I think one of the reasons this tends to flag up in the autistic community is because we don't tend to infer information that is not directly taught to us. Like, we don't learn passively. This happens on a micro level where it's children who will ask a lot of what, where, when, how, why, in order to attain the information that is needed in order to make an informed decision and know how to do something. An example of this is my friend said the other day that she was going to the sauna. It was her first time doing this at her gym, and it said wear appropriate clothing. For an autistic person, this would cause a meltdown because what is appropriate clothing? And most people might be able to infer this information, but for us, we don't do that. We want to know the correct way because often if we infer, we might be punished for that. And we also might see this on a bigger level, like the comment, which is, I don't have these skills. Something that is important to me and has been important in my journey as a parent is directly teaching my kids certain things and not just expecting them to know it because maybe they've seen me do it, or maybe I just think it's age appropriate that they have these skills. For example, neurotypically, if a neurotypical parent is washing up and a child is in the kitchen talking to them, they might be able to, with time, infer. Also with cooking skills, also with things like cleaning. It's important to know that if you have an autistic child, they might not need this, but they might also need this, which is direct input in a way that is not like a dictatorship, because that won't work. But like, have you ever navigated this? What are the questions that you have about this? Let's practice this together whilst you look at me doing it, but also whilst you practice doing it, and explore that task together so that they have a completely full tank of information so that they can execute task and feel good about being certain that they know how to execute that task. The thing I love about talking about this is that I work with autistic people, and so many people will give me examples of how this applies to their learning style and how it is applied to them navigating life. And I want to know, what are the big ways in which this exists and also the micro ways in which it exists.